What's going on, guys? This is the Bulls and the Bears here, where I go over the wheel option strategy. Today is a weekly game plan video, so I already did some research of names that I can play for next week by selling cash secured puts on them. So I already did that research, found the technical levels, and now I'm going to share them with you. So I found 3 names for this week that I think I'm going to be playing. One of them is Pfizer. So I actually just played Pfizer this past week at 49.50 actually. So Pfizer had this kind of area of support that I was looking for it to hold, like right in here, this little range, little demand zone, because you can see the big lower wicks. Every time it came down to this area, it came right back up. So I was looking for that to hold a little bit more. I had the 49.50 strike. It actually dipped a little bit below that and closed at 49.27. But I would still say that this overall level around 49 is still valid. Another lower wick there present around 49. So it seems like 49 is really the key level on Pfizer that's been holding up for a past week and a half. Every time it gets near that range. So I'm looking to play the 48.50 level. So that's another 50 cents of cushion between the strike of our cash secured put and the support. So, and that's paying about $40 per contract, so that's pretty good. $40, because I look for a minimum of 25, so anything like 40 and up I'm really happy about. So that's not bad. Pfizer's not the biggest mover, and I like playing the same support level while having a further out of the money strike than I did last week. You can see kind of down here too, this was also the bottom of this candle here on June 23rd. I mean, it's not like the biggest support. When you look left, there's not a ton of support. I mean, you can kind of make a case every time I got near 48.50, like there was some type of sideways movement, possibly a pop. I mean, this lower wick right here, it got as low as 48.66 before pushing up, and even price action over here found some support at 48.50. And then it turned into resistance. So I guess you could say this is a valid area. But I'm looking for 49 to hold up first and foremost, and then if it gets through 49, hoping that 48.50 holds up. So I think this is a pretty good play. I don't mind owning it if I get assigned. I can move this vertical line actually. Now it's going to be 8.15. So I need to stay above the horizontal line by the time it gets to the vertical line. That's how I draw the chart out. So that's Pfizer 48.50. The next one I'm looking at is ZIM Integrated Shipping. This is a company I've played with before. It's a company I keep seeing on my analysis every time I do the research of names I can play and have a big long list of like 200 names that I go through. ZIM is always there. And it's always intriguing because it pays like really high premiums. I mean, look at the options chain. As you go out of the money, I mean, it's a $50 stock. You got to understand that. And usually premiums on $50 stocks are not the best, but this thing pays pretty well. As far as like 10% out of the money, it still pays a pretty decent premium compared to all the other names that I look at. It doesn't have like any crazy catalyst. It is a foreign company. It's an Israel shipping company. It can make some crazy moves. If I look at the weekly chart, aside from this big massive drop, it had an 8% down week there, a 7% down week, 3% move, 4% week, 2%, 9%, and then this past week was only a 0.24% move. So it can make some big moves, but at the same time, 10% isn't happening very often. So I think it's a relatively safe name to play. The premiums being elevated and a foreign company adds some risk to it, in my opinion, but it's been holding up. I'm watching the $47 level this week, which is obviously the horizontal line. The past couple weeks, it's been above that and slowly uptrending at that. Definitely some support. You can see some areas over here back in June where we kind of had some bottoms at 47. We did get under it eventually. We did get under it, but every time 47 comes into play, there's something going on. It's either some support over here, turns into resistance over here again, and now a little bit of support as of late. So looking to play it. It does pay dividends even if I do get assigned. As I zoom out, even if I do get assigned, there's some support down here around 44, 45. So, and the premiums are great. So if I have to sell covered calls, I should still get some good premiums. And the dividend, I don't know if this is going to be the case going forward, but the last dividend was $2.85 per share, which is nuts. That's a huge dividend. Not sure if that's going to be the case going forward. The last dividend before that was $17, which sounds ludicrous. I don't know if that's even accurate. Before that was $2.50. Before that was $2. So that's a pretty good dividend. If that remains in place and I actually have to own the shares, that's a fantastic thing to have, because that would adjust the cost basis by $2 whole per share like that, just by getting the dividend and not even the covered calls. So I actually like playing this name. I might bring it up more often just because of the premium at hand, and if I have to sell covered calls against it, it should greatly reduce my cost basis and keep me at a good position even if the stock's going against me. So ZIM at 47 strike. The premium right now is about $45 to $60, so about $50 midpoint as of right now. Things are going to change on Monday, given the gap, given theta. It's not all going to be what I show you here. So that's why I always say follow me on Twitter, because I always tweet what I end up doing, and if I ever deviate from the game plan because maybe the premiums aren't as good at the open on Monday, maybe I won't play the name. So on Twitter, I'll let you guys know all about that. Link in the description if you're interested. So yeah, hoping to get $40 to $50 on the 47 strike on the ZIM. And the last one is PBR, Petróleo Brasileiro. Okay. This is 100% foreign. This is a Brazilian company. I don't even know if I pronounced that right. I think I did a pretty good job. Petróleo Brasileiro. That's the most you're going to get out of me when it comes to trying to pronounce that appropriately. Specializes in the oil, natural gas, and energy industry. So energy stocks I've been trying to kind of stay away from because they had a massive rip recently and a massive decline recently. It's a very volatile sector right now. But when I looked at this name and the premiums, it seems so obvious to play. I mean, it just had earnings, so there's no earnings risk. Had earnings on July 29th, so that's behind us now. Look at the level that I drew out, the $12 strike. Look where it is. I mean, that's over 10% of where the price is now, so it would have to drop over 10%. Let's just see exactly where that is. It's at $14.45. It would have to drop $2.45 to get to the strike. And out of $14.45, that's just about a 17% drop from the current price to get to the catch secured put. So a 17% out of the money strike. It's paying $30. What? Maybe you guys in the comments know something about this company and can fill me in, but I looked quickly. I looked at like CNBC. I looked at the news widget on Webull. I'm not seeing any significant catalyst that's saying like, oh, maybe there's like a potential buyout or potential negative catalyst. I don't know. There's nothing crazy. I mean, to buy back refineries, advised to renationalize refineries, signs amendment to its contract to buy natural gas from Bolivia's YPFB. I looked at CNBC. There's no alarming headlines based on what I'm trying to say. Given the nature of the premiums and the price, I would expect a glaring headline when I researched the name, but there wasn't. So I'm looking to play the $12 strike. And the craziest thing is, it's a cheap stock. $12 strike. It's 17% out of the money. It's only $12 per share. So this is a name that a lot of people could play. You'd only need a minimum of $1,200. So that's $1,200 is a good amount of money, but it's a lot less than all the other names I usually look at that are about like $50 per share, because you need $5,000 for those names. This, you only need $1,200 to play it. And I like to put at least like about a quarter of my account into a name. So in that case, it would be about $5,000, which means I'm looking to take 4 contracts of this name at right now $30 per contract. So that's going to be over $100 in premium brought in by selling the strike. I don't know. It seems too good to be true. That's because when you go $2 out of the money on a call contract and maybe play the 1650 strike, it's only paying $2. The ask is $2. The bid is $0. $2 out of the money on the puts is $30. I don't know if maybe this is a glitch. We'll see what the premiums actually are on Monday, but you can see the open interest column on the puts is pretty hefty. So there's a lot of loading up on puts apparently. Not so much on the call side. There is a big amount of calls on the $15 level, but after that, there's really not much. While the puts have a lot of size. I mean, 2,000 at 11, 1,200 at 12, 1,400 at 13, 800 at 14 and 1,250. So there's definitely some options activity on this one. There's got to be something that they know that I don't know, but apparently a big move is imminent. Let me just go another week out of the money, see what the... Okay, wow. There's a lot of open interest 2 weeks from now on August 19th. A ton of open interest, so... Yeah, I'm not sure what's coming up down the road with news. Maybe, hopefully it won't happen this week, but unless I find something else, I will continue to look into this. But if I don't find anything alarming, I'm playing it at the $12 strike. 4 contracts, bringing in over $100 if the premium stays the same. That's fantastic. That's really fantastic. And if you look at the chart, the $12 level, I would expect some support there. It was the bottom of it was kind of the pivot low back here. It was resistance in this little area when it dipped below it. There's also some support in this little region. It was resistance in this little region. It was kind of support over here. Yeah, support and resistance a little bit. Resistance again over here. So there's obviously some significant price action at the $12 strike, $12 level. So that makes me even more comfortable with that level. If I throw on some moving averages, you have the 50 moving average in between the strike and the current price. So hopefully that would help us. Look at the weekly chart. Moving averages aren't going to help us there. But yeah, that just seems like a pretty like no-brainer type of play. Usually with the stock market, if it's too good to be true, it is. Because the market is an efficient place. It's really hard to find a bargain. But they do happen sometimes. And if you're at the right place at the right time, maybe you can capitalize. I'm looking to capitalize this week. It's only for a week, 5 days. Let's see what we can do for 5 days. Even if it drops a lot, maybe it won't drop as much. Just 1 week is all we're looking for. Look at the weekly chart. We're way up here. We just need one more candle in the weekly chart. Can it stay above $12? Or are we going to get a candle that looks like this? This is what would have to happen on the weekly chart for us to get absolutely boned this week. It's a massive, massive red candle that looks like that. I mean, there hasn't even been any candle that big. Even this green candle, this massive green candle wasn't this big. So I think the odds are in our favor. I like this play a lot. So that's it, guys. PBR at the $12 strike. Pfizer at $49.50. I didn't have the moving averages on these guys. Let me just check that quick. Yeah, Pfizer's moving averages aren't helping us on Pfizer, but I'm looking at the 48.50 strike there. And then ZIM, looking at the 47 strike. The daily chart is actually below the moving averages. The 200 moving average has been stuffing the price. So that's actually a little bit of a red flag. The weekly chart, we have the 50 moving average in our favor. We just bounced this week off of that 50 moving average on the weekly chart. So that's a little bit of a good sign. Hopefully that keeps up this week. So that's going to do it, guys. Those are the names. Those are the levels. Follow me on Twitter to see what I actually end up doing. I hope to play all these names as I laid out here. Last week I did. It was a phenomenal game plan. It worked out perfectly. I played the exact levels. Hopefully I can do that again this week and capture some more premium. So that's it, guys. The next video I'll be releasing is the midweek update video on Wednesday to show you guys how my week's going, what names I'm in, how they're playing out, and what it looks like for the rest of the week. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the weekend. Make sure to like the video, subscribe for more content, and I'll see you all next time.